The dream is to have an Africa with financial intelligence, with financial literacy, with financial independence and a sustainable future as far as development is concerned. My name is TJ, and this February, the month of love, I'm going to work with Tamara, the transformation diva, and lay out all the financial or the money mistakes that you have. Each and every week we're going to drop a video so that we can give you the information. And to introduce yourself, the transformation diva, Tamara Matlabanga.
Thanks, TJ, and hi everyone. I'm Tamara Matlabanga, also known as the Transformation Diva. I am the founder and chief content officer at a marketing agency called King Creators. And as TJ mentioned, this video series is meant to help you avoid financial situations that are going to be detrimental to your overall well-being. Now, whether we like it or not, money makes the world go round, and if you continue to make any of the mistakes that we'll be outlining in this 4-part video series, your world will either be motionless or turning very, very slowly, and you know what I'm talking about. So pay attention, take notes, see which of these mistakes you are making, and take the necessary steps to avoid them, because you can.
Mistake number one, financial mistake number one for the first week of February. Never count the chicks before they hatch. And how can we relate this to business, and how can we relate it to finance? Loan sharks, Zimbabwe. A lot of people lack collateral security. So what do? They don't have access to the bank loans. They don't have access to the financial intermediaries. So what do? They go to the loan sharks. And at the loan sharks, at Zimbabwe, the interest is neck high. And the only thing that will result from this is to have a business that operates on hand to mouth. What can we say? We can say never borrow money that accrues interest if you want to start a business. So, what is the solution to this? The solution is do the possible research. Look for the alternatives in which you can start your business small. Do not fall into the trap of overestimating your profits and underestimating your expenses, because you will suffer in business because the interest is really high. So what you have to do is that you have to start small and change into the next gear, go into number 3, go into number 4. Before you know it, with consistent effort, you're going to land into the cruise control. So start small, scale up. Small victories will shape you up for the future. What do we say for mistake number 1? Do not borrow money that accrues interest to start a business.
Okay, then the second money mistake that you should avoid is spending money that is not actually yours. Now, I remember the first time I got a credit card. All I had to do was go to the bank and say, hey, I've just landed a new job, it's going to be paying me 10K per month, and they handed me a credit card with exactly that amount. Look, I'd not even been working at the job for like 2 days, and I was already getting excited about the money that I will be getting paid at the end of the month. Now, fast forward a couple of months later, I lost the job and I was stuck with a credit card that I couldn't actually afford, but I still kept using it with the hopes that, hey, I'll be getting a new job soon enough, you know. And fast forward another couple of months later, still didn't get a job yet, but I've had a credit card now with a limit at 0. Now look, I learned my lesson, but I had to learn it the hard way. So if you haven't fell for that trap just yet, avoid it completely. And this can be applied even in the world of business. So let's say you have a potential client that says, hey, look, I love your products and services. I'll be signing up within, the next couple of weeks. Do not go borrowing money now from friends and family saying, hey bro, I'll be paying you back as soon as my client pays me, or even using some of the money within your savings and because you're anticipating more money coming in soon. Do not do that. Only spend money that is actually in your bank account or like physical cash.
I totally agree with you, Tamara, there. And the only way for you not to spend money that is not yours is to save your own money. If you want to save, let's go to mistake number 3. If you want to save, please, I repeat, do not start by spending and then hope to save. What you have to do is vice versa. You have to save before you spend. The mistake of spending first and saving later is folly for everybody, and this is the mistake that many people make. Let's look at this. I have $100, I have 100 puller, I have 100 rand. The moment I break that 100 rand, most of the times I'm going to check my wallet and I'll see that there's only 2 rand or 3 rand left. Because the propensity to spend once you break down a big amount of money gets stronger and stronger. There are so many things that we face in our lives. An uncle is sick, a brother is not doing good, my little brother wants school fees. You know, Obud, you're going to help, and the story goes on. That money is going to be spent until it is zero. Learn from the book that is called The Richest Man in Babylon. There was consistency, there was discipline to save a part of the income before it was spent. So if you have the ability to spend, let's say 10%, let's say 20% or 30%, make sure that each and every month there is a portion of the income that you're going to save. With that portion that has been saved, you will be entitled to have your own money. Once you have the money, then you can start investing, you can start making the money to be able to make money for you. So, money mistake number 3, do not spend before you save. Save and then spend.
TJ, I agree with you 100%, especially on that notion that the habit of saving is what separates the wealthy from the poor, because that ties in so perfectly with the next money mistake, which is if you have the opportunity to meet someone wealthy, do not ask for money. So instead, what you can do is you can ask for mentorship or even ideas on how to make money or improve your business plan. So you need to understand that the money alone is not going to guarantee success in your business. So if you are to meet someone wealthy, instead of asking for money, what you should be asking for is what habits that they have built that has caused them to be wealthy. And usually what they'll tell you is something towards the fact that, okay, it's hard work, never giving up, being persistent, learning how to sell yourself effectively, and perhaps even soft skills like communication or empathy even. And if you can learn those skills from them, that is what is going to potentially guarantee your success in business without even requiring money to get started. Also, if you perhaps have a business idea that you're not sure is going to work, you can ask that wealthy person to have a sit down with you, and you can go through your business plan together, and they can tell you, okay, is this idea good enough, what they would change about it, how they would improve it, and then perhaps if they like the idea that you now formulated together, they'd be more than happy to invest in your business.
What they say, Tamara, is that each and every industry that you see started as an idea. So asking for money is never a way for you to be successful. Well, let's go to the last mistake of this series for the first week of February. Mistake number 5 is keeping your money. How much do I have in my account? Well, I'll tell you that you're keeping the seed instead of planting it. My bank is loaded January to December, but the money is doing nothing. The banks make money by lending the money to other people. They know that if money changes hands, and if you're in economics, you would know that it is called the velocity of money. The faster the money changes the hands, the more money that you make. This is the same concept that people should do. We talked about saving and having your own money, but once you have saved that money, now let's go into the aspect of making money with money. Life can be difficult a little bit later on into our lives, especially into retirement. So, if you have the systems in which your savings can start making money, imagine planting money to get money. Can money fall from trees? Not literally, but that is the same concept. When you save the seed, when you save the money, remember there is inflation. Remember there are beetles and weevils that can eat your seed. Interest rates, inflation can eat away the value of your money. And you ask us the question, you talked about savings, you talked about investments, but now we don't know the type of investments that we can put into. Well, this is the first and the most important thing that you have to do. It is called research and development. Yes, I'm going to give you names of big companies that put billions and billions of dollars into research and development, and you don't have the billions, but the concept is the same. Sit down to educate yourself. Sit down to listen to other people. Sit down and inquire from people that know, so that you can have a little bit of a knowledge of a project, of an investment that you can drive into. So, for you to be able to not only save the seed and to plant the seed, for example, you can sit down and learn how the South African Stock Exchange operates, how the Zimbabwean Stock Exchange operates, and you can start investing in stocks. You can invest in the business of rabbits, you can invest in the business of even chicken or guinea fowls, and you can make a killing out of it. So the most important thing is to educate yourself as far as investment is concerned, and then later on, going back to mistake number one, you start saving bit by bit, celebrating the small wins until you get into cruise control. So keeping the seed instead of planting it, as far as money is concerned, is a major mistake.
And that brings us to the end of today's video. Now, just a quick recap. So the 5 money mistakes that we've shared today are: number 1, never borrow money that accrues interest in order to start a business. Number 2, never spend money that you haven't yet received. Number 3, don't spend your money first and then try and save what's left. Number 4, never ask a wealthy person just for money instead of trying to understand their skill sets. And then lastly, don't just save your money, but invest it. So TJ and I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you'll actually put what we teach into practice. We'll see you again next week for 5 more money mistakes that you should avoid. Cheers.